This video is brought to you by the lovely sponsors below. Thank you so much for your support. This game sure has a lot of servants in them. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them are our husbandos, and some of them are our waifus. But only a select few are truly worth it at the end of the day. Today, I will list 5 servants that will arrive in the year 2020 for Fate Grand Order NA that I truly believe are worth rolling for. Welcome fellow masters, my name is Musaki from Chaldea Gurus, and this is the top 5 worth it servants of 2020. Number 5. Valkyrie, 4-star Lancer. For a permanent gacha servant, you might be wondering it's very easy to get them and why specifically they are on this list over others. Well, I'll tell you, they have a fantastic skill set for farming and wave clear. Not only do they have a fantastic damage steroid of 30% quick up and 20% damage up for 3 turns, they also have a 3-turn Noble Phantasm regen, HP regen, and star regen, ranging from 5 to 10% Noble Phantasm, 500 to 1000 HP every turn, and 5 to 10 stars every turn. With this skill, you can round out your Noble Phantasm gauge for when you want to use a certain caster that's coming next year. She also has a wonderful AoE Noble Phantasm that goes through evades. It hits 7 times, so overkill Noble Phantasm gain is great, especially with levels and skill levels. Not to mention, she also has a great survivability skill, debuff immunity for 1 time for 3 turns, and evade for 1 hit over the course of 3 turns. Damage reductions for 3 attacks for 3 turns for 1000 damage? That's actually really good. This keeps her alive and fairly strong. Aside from the fact that she's permanent gacha and you can get her at any time, this actually works in your favor. She actually is fairly good for what her role is. And especially with that certain caster coming around next year, you might want to secure yourself a copy of the Valkyrie. Number 4. Katsushika Hokusai, 5-star foreigner. As we know, this one is coming up faster than you may expect. And the worst part is, she only has 1 rate up banner so far. She is only one of 3 foreigners in the game, and by far, she is the best one. Her first skill is an evasion, but once you level it up all the way to 10, is a 30% battery. Even at level 1, it's a 20% battery. This is great. This means you can slap on either a kaleidoscope if you have it, or even an imaginary element if you have it max limit broken, and you'll be able to get her Noble Phantasm just like that. On top of that, her second skill is a great arts up, ranging from 20 to 30% over the course of 3 turns, and it has a low cooldown of 5 turns. This is good. Her arts card hits 6 times, so that is a lot of Noble Phantasm gain and a lot of crits if you decide to line it up. But her third skill is honestly what people know her for the most. Her third skill on arts cards lowers the defense of the enemy for upwards of 20% per stack, per hit. Meaning, if you sit there and you attack with an arch chain with your Noble Phantasm, you are stacking a ton of debuffs upon your opponent. And she is very good for it, because she has 2 arts cards, and her Noble Phantasm is also arts. Her Noble Phantasm also is AoE, and it deals additional damage against the man trait. Like, she's all in all a great package with very little weaknesses. And if you want to know very deep in detail why the servant is so good, I definitely suggest that you head over to GNA Reviews to check out Soberoni's servant overview of Katsushika Hokusai in great detail. You honestly won't regret it, and you'll definitely see why she's on this list for top 5 worth it servants of 2020. Number 3. BB Summer, 5-star Moon Cancer. Of course, the summer servants are generally very good for multiple reasons, but Summer BB is honestly a cut above. Thankfully, you have 2 chances to get her, 2020 and 2021, because if you like BB in any sort of way, you'll enjoy her. In fact, I dare say that you'll enjoy her regardless. Her first school has a very low cooldown, and it also helps get those critical stars to her for being a damage dealer this time round. Her second skill is absolutely busted. It does 5 to 6 things with no demerits, and it's all very good. It's also a battery, it's a buster up, it heals, it does everything you need it to do. Yes, it has a high cooldown with 9 to 7 turns, but honestly, that's the weakest part of that skill. Like, you need it to be that high for something that does so much. And her third skill is something wholly unique to BB. Being able to freeze the command cards for 3 turns. This means that for 3 turns, you can set up the ideal situation that you want. Getting those critical stars to the right person. Maybe you team them up with someone that just happens to have all 3 of their arts cards or all 3 of their buster cards or whatever. This allows you to freeze time for that moment and allow you to capitalize on it. Granted, the effect ends if you switch out the servant or if one of your servant dies, but ideally, you're using that skill in a situation that benefits you the most. Definitely one that requires thought, but so unique and so powerful that you can't not talk about it. On top of that, she has a load of passives. From outside the boundary to core to goddess, as well as 2 other passives, she does a lot just by existing. And that's not to say that she also has a great noble phantasm as well. A buster one at that, which keys in absolutely great with her second skill. She is truly worth it, fellow masters. As you know, the 4-star version of BB is great, so it makes sense that the 5-star version is even better. Number 2. Okada Izo, 3-star assassin. Oh, caught you off guard, did I? Well, he may be a 3-star, but he's actually one of the few limited 3-star servants, and for good reason. He only has a few rate ups that I can find, and his skills are fantastic. The first skill being, he does up to 100 additional damage to humanoid enemies on a 5-turn cooldown. That's absurd. It's for 1 turn, but for that 1 turn, you can burst down most enemies. Humanoid is a trait that is shared with every servant just about, minus BB, I believe. Humanoid, it covers so much. It's essentially a mana burst for an assassin class servant. The material cost for leveling up the skills and leveling up the servant themselves is kind of high. There's a lot of chains you need, a lot of stakes you need, but if you put in that investment, even a couple grails to get him up to 80, he's on par with most 4 and 5-star servants. Dare I say, he even tramples quite a few of them. The third skill that he has maxes out star absorption for him for 1 turn, but it is on a 3-turn cooldown. What the heck? 3 turns? The thing lasts for 1 turn, so the uptime on this skill usage, if you level it up, is insane. His Noble Phantasm also hits 4 times, and it also allows for 100% critical star drop rate on MP level 1. Getting him to MP level 5 is just absurd, and since he is a 3-star, the chances of you getting him are pretty high. Though, like I said, he is limited, so when he pops around on a banner, which he does pop up around Good 3 next year, you definitely should pay attention and roll for him. Now then, before we get to the number 1 spot, let's take a moment to talk about a few of the honorable mentions. Sakamoto Ryoma. He is also in Good 3 and a welfare, and quite honestly, if this was a top 10, he would definitely be on this list. Antonio Salieri, 3-star Avenger. The first 3-star Avenger that is locked behind Story of the First Lost Belt. He is very good, and if you go for extra slot in the GSSR for the 3rd year anniversary, there is a chance you get MP5. He is definitely worth the spot here. Napoleon. Oh my goodness, Napoleon is very good. I'm not going to say too much about him, but his skills and what he provides have often put him in comparison talks with Gilgamesh. He is not that good, but he is a permanent gacha service that is pretty damn close. Pay attention to Napoleon. Xiang Yu, the 5-star berserker that comes at the end of the year in Lost Belt 3. He is quick base, so that means he is very good to use, especially because he hits very hard and is very crit machine. Keep an eye on him. Jean d'Arc Alter Berserker. Summer 3 honestly has a lot of great servants, and Jean d'Arc Alter in her Berserker variant is just as good. She is very much a glass cannon, but that is what a Berserker is. So if you can keep her alive, she too will keep you alive by destroying all of your foes. Samba Kotsukado. Merry Christmas indeed. This Santa servant only has one opportunity to be obtained, seeing as in JP they have not rerun this Christmas event. When Christmas 4 comes around, pay attention for this Samba Santa. Achilles, the 5-star rider that literally is the jack of all trades. He can do multiple things and he's great at it, and on top of that, he's permanent gacha. The chances of you getting him will make most quick teams that he's a part of fantastic. And now, for the #1 spot, we have Old Man Li Shuwen. Let's give it up, everybody. Oh, wait, he doesn't come out until January 2021? Ah, crap. Well, I guess it's Scottie then. That's right, Scottie. This is very obviously the top worthless servant of 2020. What more can I say about this servant that hasn't already been said? They give 50% quick up to any servant that they wish, targetable. They give 50% Noble Phantasm gauge to anyone they want, targetable. They lower the defense of their opponent from 10 to 20%. And their Noble Phantasm gives them not only instant death immunity for 1 turn, it also gives them evasion, it also gives them defense. It does a lot of things, and Scottie itself is a fantastic servant. She is what Quick desires, and she is someone that is meta-defying and definitely on Merlin's level. It warps the game around her. And even though there will be other people that say that she is not as good as Merlin, I definitely disagree, because she makes many servants who aren't as good way better. Now, if you want me to talk about her in way more detail on these interactions goes, why don't we get this video to about 2,000 likes? If we can do that, I'll make sure to have a special video just for you guys. And that's my list. What did you guys think? Do you have your own list of top 5 worth it servants? Whatever it is, let me know what you think in the comments down below and let's get a discussion going. Anyhow, my name is Musaki from Chaldea Gurus, and we're logging out. See ya.